Episode 2 of Brewing Love begins with Minju asking Youngju if she's doing okay. He suddenly realizes what he's doing and steps back. He talks about it with Minho, who comments that Minju usually ignores it when things like this happen. Youngju goes home where her grandmother sees through her happy facade. Youngju assures her she'll figure something out though. The next morning, the head of marketing drops by the Jisan office and offers Youngju a challenge. He says that if she joins the marketing team and convinces Minju to work with Jisong, then the Busan branch will stay open. She agrees. Soon, Youngju says her goodbyes and moves to Seoul with her grandmother. She goes to office and greets BM Kong, who moved to Seoul with her. The marketing head tells them that Minju is refusing to talk to anyone from Jisong. Youngju says they'll leave right away. Back in Chungcheong, Minju wakes up to the village chief announcing a beer festival on a loudspeaker and asking for Minju to come and help plan it. Meanwhile, Ariam and her colleague talk about her ideas on marriage. She says her goal is to get married and she's working to get a higher grade in the marriage mart. At work, Chan Wai tries to get Minju to speak casually with him, but Minju draws a firm line between them. When Ariam arrives, Minju agrees to speak with them. He rejects their offer and even apologizes when his hypersensitivity makes him realize he's offended Ariam. Elsewhere, Youngju and BM arrive to meet with the village chief. He's agreed to orchestrate a meeting between them and Minju in exchange for beer. When Minju arrives, he and Youngju are surprised to see each other again. She asks for 5 minutes of his time and once again, he reads her desperation. She asks him to at least read the proposal, but he says he can't. Her desperation is too much for him to handle. He tells her to visit the hospital for her injury, the one she got during the scuffle with the wholesaler, and then leaves her standing there, surprised. He drives away and almost runs into a dog because he's overwhelmed by her emotions. Youngju, who was driving behind him, asks if he's okay. He says he is and claims that from this moment onwards, he's blocking her, drawing a line in the air as he says so. Minju returns home and goes upstairs to a meditation room set up with candles and music. He tries to separate Youngju's emotions from his own. Youngju arrives to see that he's locked himself inside. When the two ladies working for him spot smoke in his room and begin to panic, Youngju takes charge and uses a rope to rappel down to Minju's window. Minju is shocked, but Youngju is relieved to see candles. She then tells Minju that she's unblocking him and tells him they should work on a new beer instead, to make sure his original work isn't tainted. He wants to argue, but Chan Wai stops him, saying she's having a rough day. Youngju and BM then go to a supermarket where they meet Ariam and her colleague. Ariam says they should give up on Minju, but Youngju doesn't want to. Youngju then learns from the village chief that he is short-handed since the supermarket owner has gone abroad. Youngju offers to work there instead. The village chief is ecstatic, but the next day informs her that she isn't allowed in town anymore. Minju has told the chief and his employees to not let her in. What follows is a video game-like portrayal of Youngju overcoming various hurdles. She wins the village chief over with boxes of supplements. She gets through the two ladies by saying she's hungry and hasn't eaten. She wins them over even more when she says her parents passed away when she was little and that she joined the special forces to earn money. Minju then sees one of the ladies working in the field at a dangerous height and runs to warn her. He soon realized it's not one of the ladies, but Youngju at the end of Brewing Love Episode 2. Brewing Love Episode 2 confirms that this is not a show to be taken very seriously. If that video game-esque scene at the end was anything to go by, this series will have plenty of clowning around supported by funky graphics. This is a good thing considering Minju's entire character revolves around being able to read and feel people's emotions from the slightest offense to the most distressing desperation. The humor and fooling around counteract this intensity nicely. We get more interaction between our lead couple in this episode and their differences are as stark as ever. It's a nice touch to have Minju affected much more by Youngju as compared to other people, already marking out his connection to her. The tug-of-war between them seems to have just begun, but so far, Youngju's enthusiasm and Minju's reclusiveness make for interesting players in the game.